Hi, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So I'm here to get into your reading. This reading is for Taurus, Earth sign Taurus, for the month of June 2025. Taurus, for the reading, I'm using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. If I need to clarify, I'll be pulling clarifiers from the Gilded Tarot Royale deck by Cyril Marchetti. At the end, I will pull oracle cards from the Soul's Journey deck, okay? And again, I just remind you, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. I also encourage you to watch not just your sun sign video, but also your moon and rising to give you a more complete overview of the energies surrounding you at this time. Also, if you enjoy what you hear today, please consider giving the video a like. Subscribing to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. All right, let's get started. So Taurus, you begin with the Page of Pentacles. So for some of you, that could be news of an offer coming in. So this, new beginnings of, could be a new job. There could be money coming in, right? With it being Pentacles, obviously Pentacles is your own sign, right? So earth energy, and earth energy has to do with the money we earn. It's the tangible things here in the material realm. So our homes, families, right? So this could be, with the page, or you could also be dealing with a younger earth sign individual. Could be a child or just, a younger earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But pages typically, they bring in news about something. So this could be news about a new job, a new way for you to make money, right? Something to do with finances, and that's center of your spread. So that's sort of the focus of the month. And what could help or hinder the Page of Pentacles is the Three of Wands. Threes in the tarot, they are very expansive energy. So it has to do with expansion and growth. And the Suit of Wands itself it's fire energy, and it has to do with the work that we do, creative projects and endeavors, and then it's our own drive, determination, passion, ambition, for those things that we do in life. It can, with this Three of Wands, this deck has it, the depiction's a little different. In the traditional tarot deck, it has somebody up on the cliff top, staring out to sea, waiting for ships to come in, thinking back to the card that comes immediately before this, the Two of Wands, which is the decision, where you make a decision about, you're at a crossroads, should you go in this direction or that direction. The Three, you've made the decision, right? You've headed in this one of the two directions, and now you're waiting to see, what type of return on investment am I going to get? So you've invested time, energy into this decision, right? Into going down this new path. Now you're waiting to see now what? So what type of return on investment am I going to get? It can also have to do with something with overseas connections. So traveling overseas by water, international sort of connections as well with this Three of Wands. But expansion related to your job or how you make money. In the deep past, we have the Nine of Cups. This is the minor arcana version of the star card. So it's wish upon a star. This is wish fulfillment. And, the Suit of Cups, it's water energy. It has to do with our emotions, our feelings. And with it sitting in the past, the deep past, the foundation, there could have been, either a wish fulfilled in the deep past, something that you had been hoping for, dreaming about for quite a while. It might have come true in the deep past here. And obviously, this could be in any area of your life. This could be with a relationship, that sort of dream relationship, with the focus being on Pentacles, on career or work. It could have to do with something to do with the work and this like dream fulfilled, this dream job. In the recent past, and don't worry, we will clarify. In the recent past, you have the Three of Swords, which is a disappointment. So if this is in like a work situation or just, life in general, it's suffering a disappointment, which is never nice. Obviously, you can see, here on the cards represented by the Three Swords stabbing her through the heart. So this difficult disappointment. In the case of a relationship, this could be like a disappointment, like a cheating, that type of, that type of disappointment in a relationship. So heartache, obviously being stabbed through the heart. but some type of disappointment. It does sit in the past. So, I would say for most of you, you would have already experienced this. This isn't anything new coming in here, but we will clarify. Crowning your reading, message from your higher self, you have the Queen of Swords. So you might be dealing with an older air sign individual. Could be a mother figure, your own mother, a mother of your children. But again, in the tarot, especially with these general readings, the court cards are not gender specific, so male or female. But air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and air energy is the suit of the mind. So it's our thoughts. It's also communication, how we communicate, like get our thoughts across to other people. The Queen of Swords is an energy. She's a very intelligent woman, very good at expressing herself, right, at making her wishes known. She doesn't suffer fools lightly. She sometimes can come across a little icy, right, a little frosty, because she's very direct with her words. So there might, for some of you, there might be a need for you to be more direct in your communication this month, right? You might be taking on the energy of this Queen of Swords. And we have in the near future, so sort of opposite each other, and both of these cards are difficult. So we will clarify. We have the Five of Swords. And, interesting that with the Five of Swords, you can see she has these two swords still in her back. And this person here, it's like he's getting away with something. He's getting away with the Three of Swords, which is what we had in the past position. So removing this, right, running away with the Three of Swords, but she's still left with the Two of Swords in her back. So, the Five of Swords, it can have to do with like someone thinking that they've gotten away with something, right? It is, it's a difficult energy. It can be betrayal, someone who cheats or uses like unfair advantage to win. So sometimes when this card comes out, you need to just be vigilant, right? Just like look out for yourselves. But it can also have to do with like needing to claim what is yours and not being afraid to do that, which, thinking about this Queen of Swords, she would be great energy to have to make that known, right? But we will clarify with these two sitting opposite each other here. You appear this month as the Three of Pentacles, which is obviously earth energy. And the Three of Pentacles, it's about working hard, right? So you might be just working very diligently on a new business, on the place where you currently work, on a project, because there is sort of, as a three, right? I was saying with the threes being expansive energy, so there is a sort of this growth potential energy with this Three of Pentacles. And it's also about having reached or achieved a short-term objective or goal. But then there could be a need to work with other people, partner up with other people, go into business with other people in order to move that forward. So to get you from this sort of Three of Pentacles all the way to the Ten of Pentacles, which is like the ultimate, in Pentacles energy. So could be, working with others, working on, for some of you, you might be working on like a project this month, or just teamwork might be especially important this month for you. Let me move these over so that I have room. In your surroundings, we have another three. So we have Major Arcana number 3, and this is the first Major Arcana that's shown up in your reading. This is the Empress. So again, very expansive energy. You can see, obviously, the Empress here, she is like the Earth Mother. She's actually pregnant in this depiction, right? So she's all about fertility and growth and expansion, growth potential. Some of you might have news coming in this month that either, you might be yourself, you might be finding out that you're pregnant, might be somebody around you, somebody, one of your close friends or family members, finding out that they're pregnant this month. But the Empress is also about this growth. So, thinking about the Three of Pentacles and, working with others, project, growing that. It's a great month for growth with these 3 threes showing up. Yeah, there could be a lot of a lot of forward movement this month, and things really blossoming and blooming, right, with the Empress showing up. The Empress also, I can't remember if I said it before, but associated with earth and air energy, so with the sign of Taurus and Libra. In your hopes and fears, you have the Ten of Wands. Yes, the Ten of Wands is a hope or a fear. It's as a fear, this would be, you know, you're just tired, you're weary, right? You can see this man, he has the wands on his back. And while he started off his journey with the ace, the one wand, it was very light, right? As he's gone along the path, this load has become increasingly heavier for him. And now, you know, he's trying to make it up this hill, is nearly there, but he's weary. So, you know, you might have been working at something for quite a long time, and you know, you're feeling tired, feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes the Ten of Wands comes out when you are, you know, you've been taking on your share of work plus everybody else's. So you're, you know, you're tired. But on the flip side, the positive message is that it is a 10. So you're nearly at the end of a cycle, of a, you know, of a long and tiring cycle, because the 10s in the tarot, they go back around to the ace. So after this 10 would go back to the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning. It's, you know, that job offer, it's the new cycle, the new project, things starting up again. So you're nearly there. So you're hoping for this ending, right? You're hoping for this new beginning to come in. And you have, as your outbound energy, more fire energy. We have the Seven of Wands. And, you know, this, yeah, you can see that, you know, it is sort of this challenging energy, and that you can see that there are all these wands kind of facing this man. But ultimately, you know, he is coming out victorious in the situation, right? Because he has the upper hand. He's perched up on this sort of cliff or this rock, so he has the higher vantage point there. He ultimately, you know, he has a dragon that he's riding. He has a shield. He also has, if you can see down here, there's a crystal, so he has this clarity of mind. So he's actually, you know, even though he's outnumbered, we see all the 6 wands facing him, he's actually in sort of this best position to come out victorious, right? So the champion, you know, he's facing all of these attackers, but they are just wands, right? They're not swords. It's more about conflict than actual, you know, suffering some type of, you know, injury. So it's more about being challenged here. So conflict and struggle, I would say, it would be like the key words. But ultimately, you know, having the upper hand. Okay. And bottom of the deck, we have the moon. So this is Major Arcana, and we'll take these 3 because we have 3 Major Arcanas at the bottom of the deck. So let me flip this. So we have the moon, which is the bottom of the deck, right? Which is Major Arcana number 18. The moon is associated with the water sign of Pisces, and it's about hidden things coming to light, right? Secrets coming to light. The moon, different than the sun, which obviously, you know, clarifies everything. The sun, it's, you know, it's a healing energy. The moon, it does, you know, there is light involved, but it also casts shadows. So it's about, you know, things that have been hidden coming to light. The moon is also, it can oftentimes show up when you're receiving messages like intuitively. So, you know, seeing repeating numbers throughout the day, getting those types of, you know, signs, synchronicities, but also in your dreams at nighttime. So it might be a good month for you to keep a dream journal. Just jot those when you first wake up in the morning. If, you know, that's usually when we can sort of remember things from our dreams. Just jot them down. They might not make sense at that point, at that moment, but, you know, throughout the month, things might start making more sense to you. And then beneath that, we have the Star card. We also, in the spread, with the 9 of Cups, which is the minor arcana version of the Star card. So wish fulfillment, right? And then we have the Magician, the major arcana, number 1, right? So this is brand new beginnings. It's alchemy. It's manifestation. So manifestation, wish fulfillment, and hidden things coming to light, secrets coming to light. So let's go ahead and clarify, because you do have a couple of kind of difficult energies here, right? So Spirit, what additional messages do you have for Taurus? What else does Taurus need to know for the month of June 2025? Additional messages for Taurus. Okay, we'll do one last shuffle. And divide the deck. Okay, so first I'm going to clarify the Three of Swords and then the Five of Swords. Okay, so clarifying the Three of Swords, we have the King of Swords, and we also had the Queen of Swords show up in the main spread. So the King of Swords, it can appear when you are dealing with like a lawyer. He's somebody who uses his words. He's very good with his words. Obviously, as the king of his suit, right? He has mastered the suit of swords. So he's very fair, very just. He can show up if this is somebody who uses like a knife or sharp object in their profession. So like a cook, you know, a chef, somebody in the military. But he's also, you know, he's very fair. He's very just. So he's sometimes shows up, like I said, with, you know, when you're dealing with like a lawyer, getting legal advice. So some type of, communication, something to do with communication, clarifying this Three of Swords. And then clarifying the Five of Swords, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the, this person thinking that they've gotten away with something, right? You feeling betrayed. The clarifier, the Queen of Pentacles, she is like the, you know, obviously is earth energy. She's the earth mother. She's very good at earning money, at holding on to her money. She's very resourceful. She is also, you know, she loves taking care of like her home, her family. So there could be something to do with like this disappointment. It could have had to do with the job that you're currently in, right? How you make money. Clarifying the Ten of Wands, we have, again, the Five of Swords. So, yeah, with this hope or fear, it's like you hope that this, you know, you're hoping that there isn't this betrayal, this disappointment with the Five of Swords coming in again. The Seven of Wands is the outbound energy. You have the King of Pentacles. So this is, you know, he's King Midas. So you have the King and the Queen showing up here, right? This the couple, this King and Queen of Pentacles. And he is, I mean, he's very, as the king of his suit, he is very financially stable. He knows how to earn money, how to make money, how to invest it, hold on to it, right? He's a very solid financial energy for you to have. So, you know, I feel that even if you are up against or facing some type of challenge, you know, ultimately, like you're going to come out on top here. But what is this moon? Let's clarify the moon. So with the moon, we have the Two of Wands. So hidden things coming to light, and it could be to do with, or it could help clarify this hidden things. It's something to do with a decision, right? The Two of Wands is about deciding between one path over another. And you did have, you know, at the center of the spread, the Three of Wands, which is like, you know, the what comes after, the waiting for to see what happens after this decision. So you have the two showing up in the clarifiers here. Anything else to clarify? I don't think so. No, so there's, you know, just let's go ahead and we'll pull the one oracle card, and then we'll tie it in with the main reading. So one additional message for Taurus. What else does Taurus need to know? Additional message for Taurus. And we're going to shuffle the deck. Okay, and you have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me. Oops, I'm knocking over boxes. Sorry about that. My inner voice will always guide me correctly. And we have blues and purples. Let me go ahead and get the guidebook here, and we will read trust. See what additional messages there are. And it says, the earth can be a tricky place, but you've been given a tool to help you navigate through the murky waters, your intuition, which is interesting because the moon is your overall energy, which I was talking about intuition, right? The signs, synchronicities. It says you must learn to tell the difference between ego talk and soul talk, and then trust your soul. Once you get into the habit of following your intuition, you'll come to practice that discernment externally. You'll be able to know if a person or situation is trustworthy. But it all begins with listening to your inner voice. Exercise it like a muscle, and when you determine that it is always right, that wisdom will spread out and influence everything that you do. Decisions will seem easier. Your soul only wants what is best for you, and you must learn to trust it. So that's a very interesting message, and it definitely ties in because we have, the overall energy for the month being the moon, which is, like I said, paying attention to signs, synchronicities. So trusting in that inner voice, that inner guidance, and that it will always guide you correctly, right? Especially when faced with like these sort of difficult energies that you have. So, and there might be, you did have this betrayal showing up. That also clarified the 10 of Wands there. So, yeah, definitely. It's a month for you to listen to your inner voice. Pay attention to the sign synchronicities, repeating numbers. So the 111, 222. Pay attention to what you are doing when those things happen, what you're thinking, right? And it's about sort of fine-tuning that, and that's what's going to help. That's what's going to help you in any of these difficult situations this month. All right, well, I do hope that these messages have helped you, Taurus. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of June. Bye for now.